Yo, you want to hear something crazy? I built a $15,000 per month business with only 5,500 subscribers on YouTube. I relied on zero ad spend. I didn't rely on AdSense, getting paid from YouTube, that is. I didn't do any sort of sponsorship deals, any brand deals, no affiliate marketing. I did this without any flashy editing and without being an expert, with my videos only gaining anywhere between 1,000 and 2,000 views on a good day. And I'm here to show you the exact system so you can copy what I just said and what I've been able to do with this very YouTube channel that you're watching right now, even if you only have maybe 100 to 300 subscribers, and growing.
Yo, my name is Matthias, and I want to give a huge shout out to Montel Gordon and his program, YouTube Transmutation. Because using this system, I was able to make over $150,000 online profit with my email marketing agency. And I have less than 3,000 followers on Instagram and less than 150 subs on YouTube. So using YouTube and Instagram has gotten all my leads for my agency. So I know the system works because it worked for me. And I know you could sell, coaching, info, or like me, if you have an agency or you sell a service, it works. Because people get on a sales call with me now, they already know what I do, they already know who I work with, and they're like, all right, how much do I gotta pay you to start working? I don't really need to sell them on that much. And they're willing to pay even more money because they already trust me and they already know me. And they already know what I do and my results. So I know the system works because, making the right type of content for the right type of person you want to sell to is literally the key. And that's why I wanted to give you this shout out, because I know this system can change a lot of people's lives and businesses. So yeah.
So if you're looking to try and sell some sort of like info product, coaching program, a community, a service, whatever it is, and you're trying to get to that 10K, 20K, 30K per month mark, right? I'm gonna break down in this very video, so make sure you stay to the end, the 7-phase system that you can follow, copy, and implement right now into your YouTube channel to turn viewers into buyers, sales calls, leads, and ultimately money, clients, and growth for your actual business. And just before I get into this, by the way, make sure you check the link in the description. I just dropped a full 55-minute long video, which is a free masterclass / training that's gonna show you exactly how I've been able to build a business that now made me over $1 million simply through YouTube organic traffic. Doesn't matter if you're running ads, whatever it is, right? With a YouTube channel, everything just gets better. Oh, by the way, if you stay to the end of that free training I just mentioned, it's in the description. It's completely free, by the way, but you're also going to get 2 additional free resources. Number 1 is my free resource that shows you exactly how you can go about monetizing your YouTube channel with only 100 to 300 subscribers, from day 1. And the other free resource that you're going to get is 25 different video ideas that you can implement and record literally today that's going to start attracting buyers to your actual YouTube channel so you can sell more of your coaching, info products, digital products, services, whatever it is that you're trying to sell. So let's get into the 7 phases that actually was able to make me 15,000 US dollars per month consistently and 107 grand in 7 months from a small ass YouTube channel with only 1,000 to 2,000-ish views per video. I didn't go viral, not even once. I spent no money on ads. I didn't rely on AdSense, no sponsorship deals, anything like that. So the first step is you have to get pissed off. I know this sounds weird, but genuinely, the first thing I did was I started watching content that I was interested in consuming, and I started to get pissed off in terms of, I was watching all these dudes, right, talk about SMMA and building a marketing agency, and I said to myself, I swear I can make better content than these guys, because I've tried exactly what these dudes are talking about, and my results have gone completely left, and they should have gone right. These guys are telling me to do X, Y, and Z. I tried X, Y, and Z, but it completely sucked. So why don't I just pick up a camera and talk about what I'm doing and why these gurus, whatever you want to call them, are full of shit. So I just started recording videos, thinking to myself, you know what? Number 1, I'm pissed off. Number 2, I'm delusional enough to think that, you know what? If I pick up a camera, I genuinely think I can make content that's at least on par, if not better, than these guys. So I went from consuming content to creating content that I was interested in. So if you're not even creating content just as of yet, what I want you to start doing is start picking up the camera and just documenting your own entire life. Here's how you're gonna start doing this, by the way. go from trying to make how-to videos, so how to do this. You may not have that expertise. If you do, then okay, you can go and make how-to videos. But literally just change it from how-to to how-I. Just as simple as that. That simple one change is gonna free you from being seen as a guru or whatever it is that you're scared of as to the reason why you're scared of posting, if you're scared of posting, that is. But how I videos is basically what I did. I just started recording videos on how I was able to get my first client, how I have been fucking up with SMMA, how I lost a client, how I plan on doing and getting more clients, how I'm setting sales calls, how I'm scraping leads, how I'm doing this. I just made videos on how I'm doing stuff, and all I did was record videos on the stuff that I was doing. So phase one is to actually just get pissed off. You're gonna go from consuming content to creating content. So your mindset needs to shift from consumer to creator. That's your very first step. The next step after that, obviously this is like a step within phase one, is to stay consistent with that. Because obviously YouTube takes a little while for it to grow. So stick to creating content that you're actually interested in, and create the content that your previous self, the younger version of you, would really have loved to have seen on YouTube for free. That's the key right there. So phase two is what I like to call my market research phase. This is where I just put a link in my YouTube description. So I went from consuming content to creating content to then putting a link in my YouTube description. That link was just a book call link. I just literally mean it was Calendly. As in, like, you can go and get Calendly right now. Back in the day, I was using Acuity Scheduling, by the way, and it was just a link in my YouTube description. If you need help with this, or if you got any questions about this, go below, book a call, see if I can help you. That was basically it. And all I would do is I would just sit there on these calls and I would just ask a couple questions. I'd, laid out all these questions that I want to ask people, and I'd just let most people talk. I let people do 80% of the talking, I did 20%. Probably even 90% of the talking was from the prospect that actually booked in a call with me. So all I did was I just sat there and I listened to people's problems, because their problems are what they want help with. And if you can help them with those problems, you can charge for that and actually make money. So that was phase two. Phase two is market research. And I call this, by the way, the non-funnel funnel. So I didn't go out and create this fancy funnel or anything like that. I was just posting content about how I'm doing this, how I'm doing that, how I'm doing this. Then the second step was I put a simple link in my YouTube description to get calls booked in on a calendar. It wasn't a funnel. It wasn't built on ClickFunnels. It was simply a link in my YouTube description where people could just go onto a calendar page and book in. There was no pixel on it. There was no VSL on it. There was no video on it. There was no title. It was just like, book a call to see if I can help you scale your business. That was it. But here's the kicker with this. This is extremely important because you actually need to start speaking to your market on a one-to-one basis to see what they're actually struggling with. So I noticed that most people were struggling with the same set of things over and over and over and over and over again. And that was primarily getting clients through Upwork. So I was just talking about Upwork, getting clients from a marketing agency through Upwork. And a bunch of people started booking in calls with me, asking me like, Montel, how do you get clients on Upwork? How do I do this thing? How do I do that thing? And it was typically the same like 4 or 5 things that they were struggling with. So I said to myself, that's interesting. I wonder if I can put together some sort of system, some sort of process to help these people so that they can actually go from struggling to get clients on Upwork to getting clients on Upwork. And that was the birth of my 15K per month business. So that leads me on to phase 3. This was the launch of my beta offer. And the craziest thing is I just got off a call with somebody who actually bought this offer just the other day called Ibrahim. So Ibrahim, if you're watching this, shout out to you.
What's good, guys? My name is Ibrahim and I'm making a quick testimonial for my guy Montel. All I'm gonna say is that I just got off the phone with him and I had about a 1-hour call with him, and it was by far the most valuable call I've had in months. He's literally just set out the entire blueprint for me just to follow through with it. All I got to do is just do the work that he's told me to do, and my goals are going to be hit. I literally know how to monetize my YouTube channel now, so simply. And if you're feeling overwhelmed with how to monetize your YouTube or your social media, and you're trying to get into selling like digital products online or coaching or whatever it is you want to sell, book that call with him, join the program that he's selling, because it'll be the best investment you've ever made. And yeah, I say that with full confidence. But yeah, take care.
And by the way, Ibrahim left me a great testimonial because right now he's been able to already close his very first coaching client, right? He's got his first coaching client and he's only got 198 subscribers on a YouTube channel, which is insane because I keep getting DMs, for example, like this DM here of people, and no offense to this guy, or like I'm not roasting this guy in any way, shape or form, but I've noticed that a lot of people that optimize for getting a lot of likes, followers, especially people that do a lot of short form content, they grow massive audience, don't get me wrong. Like this guy is like 8 million followers across Instagram and TikTok. Yet every time he puts some sort of coaching offer out, a digital product out, some sort of info product out basically, he gets 0 sales. And the reason for that is because this is a classic case of what happens when you optimize for clicks, followers, views, instead of leads and sales. So it's amazing to see that people like Ibrahim, who actually bought this beta offer that I'm talking about to you guys right now, actually jumps on another call with me. It's actually in my program right now that's helping him with YouTube and all that crazy stuff on digital products. And he left me a testimonial because he's now already been able to get his first client with a channel that only has like 198 subscribers, excuse me. So as I was saying, phase 3 is you create a beta offer. So now that you've actually started collecting, I would say, one-to-one style market research from people. You're not trying to sell them anything. You can try and sell them stuff if you want to. Just throw out an offer, and don't get me wrong, you can actually put out an offer in like 7 seconds flat. Like, not even joking. Like if somebody comes to you and says, I need help with 3 things, and you be like, hey, you know what? I think I can help you with those 3 things. And you say, I can help you with those 3 things. It's $500 for 4 weeks to help you with these 3 things. Do you want to pay it? And boom, just like that, you've got your first offer. That was my beta offer. My beta offer was, I wrote down on a piece of paper what all these previous calls and the people that were talking on these calls were struggling with. So I took their problems and I wrote them down on a piece of paper. And I noticed it was just like 4 or 5 things. People would say different things, but I noticed that when you actually get down to the brass tacks of it, it was like 4 or 5 things that they were really struggling with. So I said to myself, why don't I help people with these 4 or 5 different problems that they're having through a one-to-one style program? And that was the birth of my beta offer. My beta offer actually started off at about $250, I believe it was, and I moved it quickly to about $500. Then I moved that quickly up to about $1,000 thereon in after. That was a couple of months down the line. But basically my beta offer looked like this. It was a one-to-one coaching program. You jump on a call with me, I listen to what you're struggling with. I see if you're a good fit. If you're a good fit, I say, hey, you know what? I think I can help you with this. I'm going to work with you on a one-to-one basis. It's 1 call per week with me directly. There's no coaches or anything like that. I am the coach that you're actually going to be speaking to. And it's 1 call per week. And I'm just going to teach you exactly how you start your Upwork profile, how to get testimonials if you don't have them, how to create your profile, how to then do the outreach, how to then actually take the sales call and close clients, how to then manage a team or hire a team so that you can actually, outsource the work for your agency. And that was the birth of my actual first 15K per month business selling information online. And that's how I did it. It started with a beta offer. I said, do you want it? People bought it for like $500. I believe it started off at like $250. Then as my confidence started building, it started going up to like $300, $400, $500, eventually up to $1,000. And then obviously like 2-3 years down the line, I'm now able to, 4 years down the line, I'm now able to charge like $3,000 for a similar product type coaching type thing. But here's what I've noticed recently. I've noticed that starting with one-to-one work is really crucial because it's going to teach you exactly how to get people real results. Not only that, but it teaches you what to do, what not to do. It teaches you feedback live right there and then, and you can help people in a much quicker way. And I've noticed it's that feedback that you really need in order to start building something in the future, such as a digital product. So I don't think you should start with, if you're gonna go into business, I don't think you should start with a digital product. You can start with one-to-one first, get real hands-on experience, and then turn your coaching, like with one-to-one stuff, into a group coaching program, and then eventually into a digital product. I believe those are the best 3 steps. But it is very, very crucial that you start with a beta offer that's like $200 to $500, maybe even $750 to $1,000, that kind of like range. And it's one-to-one work that you're actually doing with your actual clients to get real hands-on experience, feedback, so you can iterate on that and improve and get people results. Not only that, but then what you can do is you can take the recordings of those same coaching calls and then you can actually sell the recordings as a digital product, which is absolutely insane. I'll be talking about that in the up and coming phase. So phase 4, and this only comes after you've done at least 10 testimonials. You've got like 10 testimonials from one-to-one work. So once you know how to actually produce results from about 10 people, 5 to 10-ish people, I would say, then what you can do is you can take those same recorded coaching calls, right, that you've actually had, and that's gonna be now your friggin' digital product. So you can turn that into a digital product by literally taking the recorded coaching calls. And this is what I did. I took my recorded coaching calls, the one-to-one coaching calls of all of my successful students. So let's say I had 5 successful students. I got to like 5 to 10K a month from the one-to-one work that we was doing, which was probably a lot more than that, to be honest with you. I took those particular coaching calls, right? And I put them into a Google Drive folder. Now, this is how simple it is to actually hit a 15K per month business. Check how crazy this is. So you take the recorded coaching calls of your one-to-one work, you put it into a Google Drive folder, and then you sell access to that Google Drive folder, because those exact same steps that people took are the exact same steps that you're going to put into your digital product anyway. So this is what I like to call packaging your one-to-one program into an actual product. So all I did is I took my one-to-one coaching, put it into Google Drive folder, created like a small website on ClickFunnels, which is called a VSL, a video sales letter, to book more calls. And I would get on calls with people. And in this time saying, hey, I've got a coaching program where you work with me one-to-one. I say, I'm actually building a brand new program that's been able to generate, this particular student went from A to B, this particular student went from broke to this particular student went from working in this particular job to now making 5-10 grand a month, whatever it was, right? So there was a bunch of testimonials that I particularly had. By the way, testimonials are very crucial, so make sure you collect as many as you possibly can. This is gonna be crucial in your journey. Make sure you start with one-to-one, collect as many testimonials, as many feedback, get as much results as you possibly can, and use those to market your freaking business. That's the key to this, especially on YouTube. Notice how I've thrown up testimonials and stuff like that, talked about my previous students. All of that is just me showing I know what I'm talking about. So you've got to show people you know what you're talking about as well. So I took the recorded coaching calls, packaged them into a new program called Agency Transmutation. So this is a program that I had called Agency Transmutation, and it was basically, and this is how crazy this is, it was just my one-to-one coaching calls, just reformatted into video lessons. That was literally it. And here's the craziest thing. I didn't even start building the video lessons until I sold about 10 to 20 people into just the Google Drive access. So I did not start with building Agency Transmutation's modules or the slides or the digital product itself. So I did not start with the video lessons. I started with one-to-one coaching. I then recorded those one-to-one coaching sessions with people. I then collected the most successful students I ever coached, and I put them into a Google Drive folder. That basically means my business was costing me like $6 a month at that particular point, like £6 per month or whatever that is in USD. I think that's like $10 a month, right? For Google, what's it called? Google Workspace, there you go. So put that into a Google Drive folder. And what I started doing then is I then went to ClickFunnels. I already had ClickFunnels, so I was running it and using it for my agency website and my agency clients, stuff like that. So I used ClickFunnels, right? And I built such a simple landing page, and I talked about results. I just literally made a video. I think the video was about 40 to 50 minutes long. It was quite a long video. And I basically just started saying, this is what Agency Transmutation is. This is the old way of doing SMA. This is the new way of doing SMA. These are the student results I've been able to get. I'm coming out with this program. It's gonna be this, 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 and this. You're gonna get this, 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 and this. All you've got to do is book a call with me below, and I'm gonna give you access to this program. You're gonna be part of the beta group, so you're gonna get a discount as well as I build out these modules. But in the meantime, you're gonna get recorded coaching calls of the most successful students. So I didn't even build a single slide for Agency Transmutation, yet I was able to sell it to over like 10, 20 people or something like that. I'll try to figure out what the exact number is for the next video, but I sold it to about 20 different people, right? And all I did was I would just sit down and I'd record videos like the one right here. I would then say, click a link if you want my help, and book in a call with me. I would then book in a call with people because they watched my little VSL, my video sales letter that already sold them. I'd get on a call with people and I'd close like 50% of the people that actually showed up to the actual call itself. The reason for that is because they were already warm watching my YouTube channel, which is why I love YouTube so much. And they had already watched my VSL. So these dudes were already warm, right? So they jump on a call with me, and instead of selling the one-to-one coaching, I'd sell them the actual idea of, well, this is the top students that I've been able to get results for. These are the exact recorded coaching calls that took them from 0 to 10 grand a month. You're gonna get access to them and everything that I showed them. So all you've got to do is watch exactly what I did for them and what they, the action steps were, and just copy it word for word. Like literally just copy it word for word. The scripts and templates and all that sort of stuff is also in the Google Drive folder, so you're gonna get access to that. Whilst you're watching these things over here in the Google Drive stuff, you're gonna get access to the actual modules once they're live in about 1 to 2 months. And that's basically what I did. That was the birth of Agency Transmutation, and I sold that for $497 US. The first person to ever buy that, by the way, is actually a guy from my city in Sheffield called Rams. Rams, if you're ever watching this, honestly, shout out to you, my bro. It was absolutely insane. And all I did was jump on a call. Rams must have obviously been watching my YouTube channel. Once again, notice how it comes from YouTube. Went and watched my VSL, booked in a call with me, jumped on a call. I don't even think I had a VSL at this particular point. The VSL actually came like maybe a half a month later or whatever it was. But anyway, he clicked onto the website, booked in a call. I did have a website at this particular time. Books in a call, and then just sold him on the idea of Agency Transmutation is coming. You're gonna get these modules. Boom, just like that, he comes into the program, and I've just sold my first ever go at like a real mid-ticket to high-ticket digital products, like info product that I basically selling. So that was phase number 4. Phase number 5 was obviously I just started refining my system a little bit better. So I built a better page on ClickFunnels. I spruced it up just a little bit better, put a better headline on the page itself, created a better looking VSL, to be honest with you. That's when I created my actual VSL, to be fair, after I sold a couple more people in there, got more testimonials, put them on the page as well. And that just basically increased my book call rate from maybe like 1% to like 1.5 to maybe 2% or something like that. Meaning for every 100 people that clicked onto my YouTube channel to my actual funnel, instead of one person buying for every one person actually booking in a call from, it was probably a bit more than this, but you get the point. One person buying out of 100 people, now 1.5 people were buying out of every 100 people. You get the idea. So it was basically, I just refined my funnel to get more calls. And then phase number 6 was, I then eventually started getting call after call after call after call after call. It started getting a bit busy for me. So I said to myself, why don't I try this? Why don't I, instead of getting people to book a call from the page, why don't I try to just change my calendar page into a checkout page? So they can just check out right there and then on the actual page itself by just paying the $497 by card, and they get instant automatic like enrollment into the actual program itself, because this can all just be automated. All I'm really doing is sitting down, listening to people talk, and then be like, I think I can help you. Here's the actual program. I'm just gonna put you in to the Google Drive folder, and when the new modules are coming out, you're gonna get access to those as well. So I was thinking to myself, I'm pretty sure I could just automate this with a checkout page and Zapier. Zapier is just a tool that allows you to connect 2 tools together. So when somebody purchases through a link, I can then automatically take their email and put it into Teachable. Teachable is the course hosting software that Agency Transmutation was built on, as well as I could put their email and send them over access to Google Drive. So like access to Google Drive, basically. So that was basically how you could use Zapier to automate this. So I said to myself, it's a great idea. Let me go try it. This is probably one of the best things I have ever done in entrepreneurship, like ever. Not even joking. This completely freed my life and pretty much instantly scaled me to 15K a month with my first ever go at info products, right? It took a little while to build, but it averaged out to be about 15,000 per month. So it was actually $107,408 US in exactly 7 months from building the funnel. So it was 7 months and actually in 1 day, but it worked out to be on the 13th of December, 2021, I released my first ever funnel. So this was my funnel, but I changed it so that it had a checkout page. So instead of booking a call, it was a checkout page. So the funnel looked like this. It was landing page. You opted in to watch a video. You then watched the video. You then clicked another button at the bottom of the video and it said, do you want to book a call? And that was the book call version. But then I changed the book call version to a, hey, go to the checkout page and check out. Didn't even change the video. And I just put a checkout page, very basic ass checkout page. And it was just put your name and email in, your card, your billing address, boom, just like that, payment goes through. And there was a split pay on the page as well. So I think that helped as well. So they could split the payment in 2. So half now, half in 30 days. So that was how I basically built this 15K per month business. And all I did was drive traffic all day, every day from YouTube onto my VSL to get them to opt in. And by the way, just a little pro tip for you. If you're going to do this and replicate this, I highly recommend, if you have a VSL, you include some sort of free checklist, some sort of free guide, some sort of free thing. It's called a lead magnet, right? So that when people go to your page, there's double incentive to actually opt in. You're gonna get this free training and you're gonna get a free calculator, or you're gonna get this free resource, this free lead magnet, this free mini training, this free whatever it is, right? And on the back end, this is something that I didn't do that I wish I did. Make sure you're taking and collecting people's emails and putting them into an email nurture flow. I didn't do this and I still was converting on my page around 2.238% of people, meaning for every 100 people that landed on my page, 2.2 of them were buying for $497 on complete autopilot. This changed my whole perspective on business. It changed everything I knew about business, because I thought you need to be this crazy salesperson on a call, on calls. I thought you need to do a bunch of like cold outreach, a bunch of hustling. It was literally the opposite of that. It was create YouTube videos, get sales. Create YouTube videos, get sales. Sales were coming in my sleep whilst I was out, whilst I was about. People were getting results from my program without even speaking to me, and I'd completely automated this entire process. It was insane. So the 7th phase, which is the phase that most people don't like doing, is being consistent. So I consistently created content, and it was 2 to 3 videos a week on this very channel. And not only was it creating content, and this is the key, so make sure you listen to this bit. It was creating content that I knew my ideal client avatar was already searching for. So all I would do is I would reverse engineer and think to myself, not what content should I post? I was thinking to myself, who should I be posting this content for? What are they struggling with? And how can I help them? Who, what, and how. Instead of what content should I post, you need to start thinking, who am I posting content for? What are they struggling with? And how can I help them? And I started realizing that people were searching for like how to get clients on Upwork, and all I would do is just make a bunch of videos talking about getting clients on Upwork, how I use Upwork, how I do this thing on Upwork, how I do that thing on Upwork. And it was as simple as, if you're struggling to get clients with Upwork, click this link. And it was just a call to action. There's a free training in there, there's a free bonus in there, there's a free checklist in. It was actually a free calculator in there, plus like some free guide or whatever it was. I can't even remember what the second one was. Probably irrelevant. The calculator was very, very relevant though. And it was just a calculator that showed people how much outreach you need to do on a day-to-day basis to actually start landing clients. And just like that, I'd pretty much automated my business, and I was able to turn around 8,600-ish unique clicks, which I generated over, organically over about 7 months. And I turned those into about 207 customers. I think it was about 206 customers, which works out to be a 2.238% conversion rate. So if you do the maths on that, it works out to be $107,000 in 7 months flat. If you divide that by the 7 months, it's a $15,300 per month business. And I only had 5,500 subscribers when I started this. So that kind of goes to show you that you don't need flashy videos. My video editor was literally found on Upwork. He would charge me $20, $30 per video edit. His name was Kan, he was from Turkey. So Kan, if you're ever watching this, shout out to you, my bro. And my business expenses were what? ClickFunnels. Eventually it was Teachable, my video editor, and Acuity scheduling or whatever it's called. Yeah, Acuity scheduling. And there was one more software called like Simple Invoices. I used to take invoices over the call. But other than that, it was very, very cheap, if I'm being honest with you. It was like $300 a month, absolute max, to run this 15K per month business. So the profit margins were absolutely insane. It's like $300, $400 or whatever it was. You can do the maths on it. But that's basically how I did it. And if you want to kind of like replicate this, what I recommend you do is go to the link below, watch my free full training. It's a 55-minute long training. This is no joke, guys. It's going to show you exactly how I've been able to build $1 million business now, selling info products on YouTube. So if you're trying to sell coaching, if you're trying to sell, high ticket coaching, it doesn't even matter. Even if you're trying to sell friggin' software and you're using a YouTube channel. But if you create like educational content, or you're thinking about creating content so that you can drive clicks to a sales call or clicks to a landing page where you're trying to get sales for some sort of info product, digital product, whether that's, coaching or whatever it is, right? Make sure you watch that, because I'm going to drop that full free training for you, as well as you got 2 free bonuses. And by the way, notice how I'm practicing what I preach and I teach what I do. Have you noticed that? I don't just teach you, oh, go start this business, and I'm actually doing something else. I'm actually teaching you, look, go check out my VSL. there's actually going to be 2 bonus resources. What did I just mention in this video? There was bonus resources with a VSL. So notice, everything I've ever done, I've pretty much just taught you what I'm doing. You know what I mean? It's crazy. But anyway, long story short, go check out that free training. It's going to help you a lot. 55 minutes long. 2 free bonuses as well. The first free bonus is my actual full guide on how to monetize your actual YouTube channel with like 100 to 300 subscribers. And by the way, if you don't believe me, here's Angelo as well, by the way. Another student has dropped me a testimonial called Angelo.
Yo, what's good? My name is Angelo. Just shooting a quick testimonial for my boy Montel. His YouTube program is very valid. One of the key things he teaches inside is give Susie what Susie wants. And this is extremely important when you have a small YouTube channel, when you're actually solving a specific problem for a specific group of people. No matter if you have a lot of subscribers or not, you are going to make money if you're selling your product the right way. So in all honesty, Montel program is dope. I highly recommend it, and shout out my boy Montel.
And he's been able to basically start generating consistent, it's a little bit, it's starting to get consistent, start to take off for him now. And it's starting to, bring in sales automatically for his info products, which is crazy. And he left me this testimonial, and guess what? And he's only got like 270 subscribers, 280 subscribers or something like that on YouTube. I think it's actually a little bit more than that. Put it this way, it's less than 300 subscribers on YouTube. That being said though, the second resource is gonna show you exactly how to go about creating your next 25 videos to attract actual buyers and attract people that are actually gonna buy your stuff instead of just getting a bunch of views, a bunch of followers, a bunch of subscribers that don't even convert. That being said though, if you want me to break this down even more, just drop me a DM on Instagram or watch this full 1 hour plus long, I believe it is, where I actually broke down how I made the 107K in my first go with my first ever digital product from one digital product, and it breaks down the steps in more depth. So go and watch that YouTube video right here or wherever it is on the screen. That being said, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.